What a stinker. Porridge is like, it's like concrete. Anyway, good morning. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today is the second week in a row that I'm posting on YouTube. That'll be consistent from now. I'm going to be doing one video a week. I don't have a specific day that I'm going to be posting on, but today is Thursday. This one will come out probably in a week's time, because before this video is the push video, which I think was quite a good video. So if you enjoy this video, be sure to go and watch the push video. So today, oh Jesus, need to get better at this. So today's video is going to be a full day of eating stroke day in the life type thing. However, my day in the life today is predominantly doing work, and I'll probably go on a walk. So not the most interesting, but hopefully you get a little bit of value from seeing kind of what I eat right now. In terms of current nutrition, essentially I am right now in a dieting phase. I started off at 115.6 kilos, 0.7 maybe, and this morning I weighed 100.7, so I've now officially dropped 15 kilos, or 14.9. We'll say 15. So 4 weeks left. Current daily intake, let me just get my sheets up to check. I use these sheets from my online coaching, and I use them myself because they are the best sheets in the game. So right now, I don't know if you'll be able to see, that is the current, if it focuses, there you go. It might be backwards. Anyway, there's the current nutrition. Training days and non-training days are a little bit different. Today is a non-training day, which means we're eating less food. We're not training, so I like to move some of my carbs from my non-training days to my training days, so I've got a little bit more energy still in the gym. So today's calories should be around about 2,000, which puts me in a pretty hefty deficit. The last 1.52 weeks, I think I've lost 2.7 kilos. So it is flying off, especially to say I've already lost 15 kilos, but usually you probably wouldn't want to go that fast. But again, like I say, I'm just ready to get out of this diet and get into a gaining phase again. So yeah, first meal going in is oats. Looks really appetizing. I'm going to put some raspberries in here. So it's 50 grams of oats, 200-ish grams of milk. I think on the meal plan it's 250, but that always makes it a bit watery, so I should probably make that edit. And then we've got 75 grams of raspberries, which should be the rest of this tub. Okay, alongside meal number one's oats, we've got 2 scoops of Perform Whey. Make it focus. Perform Whey. I've got the cookies and cream flavour. I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever had a protein that I actually really like. This one is decent, but I just find I get like bored of it after a while. So I've had this for like a week now, and I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. It's edible, but I wouldn't. It's never going to be like an actual milkshake, is it? So 2 scoops of that, equaling about 40 grams of protein. Current protein intake daily is just over 200 grams. So usually you should aim between 1.6 and 2.2 grams per kilo of body weight. So if I'm 100 kilos, times that by 2.2 would be 220, times by 1.6 would be 160. The more heavily muscled you are, so the more muscle you've got, you want to be towards the top end of that scale. So I am 100 kilos, I've got a decent amount of muscle, but not an outrageous amount. So around about 200 to 210 grams of protein is absolutely enough. But at the end of the day, you've got to assess how well you're recovering. So are you recovering from your sessions? If the answer is no, then you've got to ask, are you eating enough protein? Are you doing too much in the gym? And a few other factors, put them all together, and then you can experiment, maybe increase your protein a little bit, see if it helps you recover. So yeah, on to a bit of work now. Oh, I forgot to shake it. On to a bit of work now. with the protein, a couple of hours there, then we'll bosh into meal 2. Right guys, meal number 2. It's a bit later than expected. I've just finished editing the push day YouTube video that I mentioned earlier. We've got just usually 2 bagels, 3 eggs, some brown sauce, because it tastes awesome. But today I've got these little Easter bunny crumpets. Hopefully you can get that. It looks a bit freaky actually, but I can have, there's 240 calories in one of these, and there's 120 calories in one of these. So I'm gonna have 2 of these, 1 of these, 3 eggs. I'm gonna take some of my carbohydrates away from my rice that I'm having in my next meal, so I can have some jam on my crumpets. That's the plan. I'll have my eggs first though, and then the crumpets is like a pudding. Gonna go for eggs of the scrambled variety. I did poach last week, or not last week, when was it? Last rest day was last Sunday. I don't know what it is, I've followed all the tips on poached eggs, but I can't get them to be like fully surround the yolk. Wow, I'm full of value. So upon review, this meal is definitely lacking some micronutrition. I mean, eggs have got a decent amount in, but like at the end of the day, it's eggs, bagel, and brown sauce. It's not the most. It's not the most nutritious. So I'm going to add in some vegetables. I want to try in some tomatoes, but I've not got any. So today, I'm going to add in a cucumber. Not a full cucumber. Maybe a quarter of a cucumber. But you can track this if you want. It's probably going to be about 10 calories. So I personally don't. But if you do want to, then feel free to go for it. So, two bagels, 100 grams of, what's it called? Cucumber, which ended up adding up to 14 calories, 15 grams of sauce, brown sauce. So it's a nice meal. That's one thing you should take away from this day, is to eat stuff that you actually like, or else it's just boring. So I like eggs, I like bagels, I like brown sauce. So it's in. Right, as I was saying, post eggs, we've got these little jam bunnies. Awesome. Bosh. Okay, we're off to run some errands. I've got one of my clients, Archie, has ordered some protein from me. I get it a little bit cheaper, so Archie, the protein is on the way. He's gone for the Perform carrot cake. I've had it. I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. Again, I can never find a protein that's actually really, really nice, but Archie thinks it's awesome. So maybe you can give it a go. Perform carrot cake whey protein. It's pretty good. So we'll go post this, then coming back, and then I've got the sort of main work block of the day for my coaching. So I've got Jermaine, Emily, Fee, James, and Ty to get through your check-ins. So I'll be doing maybe 4 hours of check-in work, and that will take us through till the end of the day, and I'll probably put a meal in between there. Next meal is salmon and rice, but I actually don't know if we've got any salmon in, so I'll have to check that one. Another banger. Right, so we're back from the post office now onto the check-ins that I mentioned. We're into this sort of like final work block of the day. Into the check-ins now. Then I'm going to have my meal number, don't know what number it is, but it's the second to last one of the day. Then outside to get some steps before it gets dark. So yeah, onto the first check-in now. Got a couple to do here, and then I'll be getting that 4th, 5th meal of the day, whatever number it is. Welcome to your check-in, welcome to week 17. You mentioned you felt hungry this week, so I thought I'd give you a few tips on how to kind of curb that hunger as much as you can, and give you a few tips. So tip number 1 is simply volumise your food. So try to make your food on your plate as big as possible whilst keeping the calories down to whatever you're targeting. So a few ways to do this. Number 1, you can just choose low calorie dense foods. So these are things like a lot of the green vegetables are obviously going to be very, very low calorie dense. Lean meats, I know you don't eat too much meat, but lean meats are very low calorie dense. But like I say, unfortunately, hunger in a diet is inevitable. You're going to be hungry at some point because of that hormone signaling that I've talked about before. When your fat cells start to reduce, leptin is going to signal to your brain saying, we're getting less fat, let's make sure that doesn't happen. So that's why you're going to be feeling hungry. But what we can do is try to make choices that are going to make sure your stomach is nice and full to try to reduce that hunger as much as you can. Right, we're back. It is now a lot later. It's nearly 10. Going in for meal 4, or is it meal 3? I'm not sure. But we've got some salmon. We've got some nice looking salmon, rice, and some green beans on the go. So there's 1 salmon fillet, 50 grams of rice, and some green beans. 1 more meal after this, which I'll show you in a second. I'm pretty much going to have it straight after this because it's quite late. Reason for having salmon on rest days, I have it every rest day, so Sunday, Thursday. It's got some really good healthy fats, a lot of omegas in salmon, so I tend to have it to kind of boost my fat intake through the week, because on my training days my fat intake is very low, so I think it's important that I get some like high quality fats from the salmon. So yeah, it's a good option. It's just a bit pricey, so student budget is not very happy about it. But anyway, onto this meal, then I'll have my final meal, and then the video will be done and dusted. Ciao. Bash. Looks alright. So yeah, I'll eat this salmon and green beans, looking very nice. Then go on to the final meal pretty much straight after, because it's quite late and then I'm going to go to bed. And then the video will be done. So yeah, going to go scran this. Okay, so final meal of the day. I've got 1.25 scoops of protein, so it's a little bit less than 40 grams. And then finishing off with some yogurt with tangerines, 1 tangerine, 250 grams of 0% Greek fat yogurt, 250 grams of 0% Greek fat, 250 grams of 0% Greek fat yogurt to finish off. So that is a YouTube video done and dusted. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions whatsoever, please drop a thing in the comments, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Probably be a training one next time. But yeah, ciao.